As always, let me remind you this is Second Win with K.R. Henderson. You're not late, you're assigned. I wanted to have a conversation with you about a term that I heard. It really struck a chord with me. Godspeed. I actually fell in love with it the first time I heard it. It had an emotional connotation for me. It really did. It's an old expression you don't hear much anymore. When someone says Godspeed, what does that mean for your life? So before we discuss that, we need to know what they were actually saying. They weren't wishing you good luck. They were saying, may God grant you success. May He protect you on your journey. May He prosper what He sent you, me, us to do. But that raises another question. Do men know what assignment God has given them as men? And here's the hard truth. It's difficult. Maybe, it may even feel impossible to discover your assignment if you never allow someone to challenge the way you think. Every man needs and woman needs people in their lives who love them enough to ask the hard questions, to confront his blind spots, to remind him of who God created him to be. And that's one of the reasons why God has me here, I believe, not just to encourage, but to challenge the way you think. That's why I do Second Win every week. That's why I wrote The Lion's Den, The 4 Pillars of Male Success. My assignment is to help men discover theirs. Because a man can't change the direction of his life until he's willing to change the direction of his thinking. But if I stop the average man and ask, especially second win men today, when so many men are discovering purpose later in life, raising children later in life, and trying to figure out how to finish well, what has God actually assigned you to accomplish as a man? I wonder how many could answer it. We've assumed that men know their assignment. I'm not convinced they do. So today, let's talk about the assignment of a man. There's a movie called Need for Speed. During the film, there's a helicopter tracking and assisting the main driver. His name's Toby Marshall. That's the character's name. As he leads and heads toward the climactic De Leon street race, the line Godspeed is used as a send-off before a dangerous high-stakes drive. Most people think Godspeed means go fast. It doesn't. In this context, speed means success, prosperity. Does that make sense? Not how fast someone travels. And that's the problem. We've been praying, pushing, and probing for speed, when what we really needed is God's direction. Some of us have been living our whole lives like that's what it means. Lord, give me a faster promotion, a faster marriage, faster breakthrough, a faster six-pack, right? Faster retirement for some of you, and some even a faster divorce, right? We've been asking God for speed while ignoring His direction. It's like telling your GPS, I don't need direction, right? Just get me there faster. But that ain't how it works, is it? Because if you're headed in the wrong way, going faster just gets you lost sooner. Godspeed was never about velocity. It was always about God's favor. Favor on the right journey. And that's the problem now, ain't it? We've been praying for speed, and what we really needed was a compass, a lamp unto our feet, and a light unto our pathway. His word, right? His word, a standard, a code, rules to live by. We've seen what happens to men who have no code, right? We see it all the time. No standard, no rules. They don't need a 5-year plan. They need adult supervision. They wake up every morning and let their feelings schedule their day. That's how you end up saying it seemed like a good idea at the time, right? No, not really. It just felt like a good idea at the time. There's a difference. If a man doesn't live by principle, hear me good, he'll end up living by impulses, emotion, reaction. Now let's get back to the original question. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. What has God assigned the men of second wind to accomplish? There are many things that a man is called to do, but today I want to focus on just 3. Not because they're the only 3. Make no mistake. But I think if you get these right, a lot of the other things may begin to fall in place. Assignment number 1, know God. Not just about him, know him. Because if you don't know the one who gave the assignment, how will you ever know the assignment? I mean, a lot of men have career plans, retirement plans, investment plans, right? But no plan to know God better than they did last year. Everything starts there. And then there's assignment number 2. Lead where God has placed you. Leadership isn't about title. We understand that. We know that. It's about taking responsibility. Whether you're leading a wife, children, employees, or simply yourself. God never called a man to drift through life. He called us to lead. Leave something behind that outlives you. And you may ask the question, what does that mean? Money may disappear. Cars rust. I mean, if you leave them outside long enough, right? Houses change, ownerships. But character, wisdom, faith, integrity, I mean, and people you've invested in, how about that? Those things outlive you. You may remember an earlier episode where I asked the question, what exists because you exist? Today, let's take that one step further. The better question is, what exists because God allowed me to exist? Because that's what assignment looks like. And that's what purpose looks like. And to be quite frank, that's what success really is. It's not doing what impresses other people or what's on the bank statement. Success is doing what God assigned you to do, no matter what. The other day, I was watching my boys, and one of them looked at me and asked me, Dad, are you coming? I smiled and said, yeah, buddy, I'm coming. But as I was walking behind them, it hit me. My boy's not worried about what's in my account. They weren't asking what title I had. They weren't asking how many people followed me. They just wanted to know, is Dad coming? And in that moment, God reminded me of something. My greatest assignment, gentlemen, wasn't somewhere else. It was right here in front of me. Sometimes we spend so much time chasing the next opportunity that we miss the assignment that's already standing in our living room. The question really isn't, did I make enough money? The question is, did I become famous? That's not the question. Or did I get there before everyone else? You know how some of you move. No. The question is, have I faithfully accomplished what God has assigned me to do? I'm talking to men in the room now, because one day we won't stand before people. We'll stand before Him. And He won't compare your assignment to mine, I promise you. He'll simply ask you, what did you do with what I gave you? Think about that. Let that sit. This week, we watched the people of Venezuela face tragedy for the second time. In a matter of moments, lives changed. Homes were lost. Families were displaced. Some people woke up probably expecting an ordinary day, but by nightfall, everything was different. Gentlemen, none of us knows how much time we've been given. That's why your assignment isn't something you put off until next year, after you make a little bit more money, after you lose 20 pounds, I don't know, after the kids get older, or even after you retire. No. Your assignment is right now. Love your wife now. Lead your children now. Forgive now. Serve now. Know God now. Because one day there will not be another tomorrow. That's what I believe. Godspeed is really about. Really. That's what it's really about. Because God has given us one. Just one. He's given every one of us an assignment. Understand that. Some of you, it's in the marketplace. Some is in the ministry. Some is in marriage. Others in fatherhood. Others are just simply becoming the man He created you to be. Don't spend your life asking God to make you faster when He's asking you to be faithful, because success isn't jumping over everyone else. Success is completing the assignment that God gave you. So today, I don't wish you luck. I don't simply wish you success. I wish you Godspeed. May He prosper our journey, strengthen our resolve, give us a light to our path. May He give us the wisdom to know the assignment and the courage to walk in it and the faith to finish it. As always, let me remind you, this is Second Wind with K.R. Henderson. You're not late, you're assigned. Godspeed, gentlemen. Godspeed.